Anybody here not taking that deal? Anybody, please raise your hand. There's this one guy, right? You must be a pretty rich guy. If Biden's elected, China will own America. Washington vultures like Biden and others ripped apart entire towns all across your state. Michigan lost half of all manufacturing jobs.
President Trump making the argument that the Obama-Biden administration shipped jobs from that state overseas. And he points out that in an interview today, Joe Biden said that he believed that the USMCA deal was better than NAFTA. So we'll keep a close eye on this. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
There's a reason for this.
Story continues tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.
The state of Oregon apparently sent a number of its firefighting helicopters to Afghanistan and neocon West fight a war that has no purpose, that's gone on for 19 years, and Donald Trump is attacking. But the Democrats in California want to know we've mismanaged the energy grid so bad that we can't leave the lights on.
What, for this?
But it's not our fault.
Wait, is it Hannity? Huh?
Tucker Carlson, why do you do this every time?
I don't know.
Start the fucking show over.
There.
Story for tonight. Story continues.
That good?
Have a great night, everybody.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. Picture this. You're sitting eating dinner in a restaurant with some of your friends on Friday night. You're deep into conversation when in the distance you hear shouting. You look up and you see a group of demonstrators walking down the street yelling and holding flags that say Black Lives Matter. The group is loud, but you don't have a problem with what you think they are saying. Of course Black Lives Matter. You agree with that completely. It seems obvious to you. You're against racism. You've never mistreated anyone because of his race. You're not a bad person.
No, I don't know what you want. What you want, babe? Hold on. What do you want? What do you need?
Get there!
It happened this weekend in Rochester.
Please! Forza! Forza! You must have a demonstration showing your face! Forza! You must have a demonstration showing your face in a Forza! Make it please! Forza! Forza! You must have a demonstration! You must have a demonstration! You must have a demonstration! Showing your face in a Forza! You must have a demonstration! You must have a demonstration! Showing your face in a Forza! You must have a demonstration! Showing your face in a Forza!
Rochester do wrong. No one ever said, no one ever does. About this elderly couple in Pittsburgh, they tried to get something to drink in an outdoor cafe. Watch what happened. Strides up and doesn't receive the old woman's drink. Why? Because she can't. The ultimate humiliation. So what exactly did the elderly couple do to deserve the abuse you just saw? What was their crime? If you listen to BLM, you know the answer. They live in America. They work and pay taxes. They support a system that systematically
Just because you kill a few guards does not mean the people will grant access to the state.
You are right.
That's BLM's
We need to send a signal.
Increasingly, it is the position of the Democratic Party and the position of our compliant news media. You hear it everywhere. What's amazing is how cynical it is. People who say this don't even pretend to believe it. They ignore their own sources. If you really thought America was a white supremacist dystopia, a place where people of color get murdered just for going outdoors, as the Democratic platform suggests is true, then you probably wouldn't encourage millions of non-white immigrants to move. You'd be too worried about their safety. Bringing in people from Africa, for example, would be tantamount to premeditated murder. You wouldn't want that on your conscience. Of course, in real life, it's all fake. The opposite is true, in fact. Africans thrive in this country. Nigerian immigrants to the United States earn more money on average than native-born Americans. Nigerian immigrants are also more likely to get college degrees because they grew up there. If what BLM is telling us is true, how could this happen? Well, because they're lying. For the overwhelming majority of lower-income Americans, melanin is not the main barrier to advancement. Education and social class are. For poor people, the main problem is money. It always has been. They don't have enough of it. But kids have even less. This is pretty obvious if you think about it when you look at the numbers. But a ruling class doesn't want to. They don't want to have it. They don't want to economics.
It seems the stable is now available to purchase.
These riots have very little to do with racial oppression. Look at who's rioting. Do they look oppressed to you? Last week, the NYPD arrested a group of people at a demonstration held by a group called the New African Black Panther Party. That's African, with a K that suggests maximum revolutionary fervor. Here on the screen, you'll see the mugshots of the people who got arrested. The first thing you'll notice, while they were representing what they called the New African Black Panther Party, none of these people is African. They look like affluent American kids, in fact, and indeed they are. One of them is the daughter of an architect and a child psychiatrist in Manhattan. She's got a second home in Connecticut. Another is a fine arts major who used to work for Pepsi. His last known address was a high-income neighborhood in Florida. Another one of the rioters spent his summers jetting back and forth to Europe. Another is a modeling company. Yet another is a student at a place called Sarah Lawrence University. That's a holding pen for the dinner of offspring of our leadership club. That's going to cost $60,000 a year. If you go online, you can find pictures of this young committed revolutionary singing show tunes with her local yacht club on Long Island. So these kids are not impressed. It's like another never met unimpressed person, except maybe in a community or abroad. So why are they breaking things and hurting people? Because they've been brainwashed into hating our country and hating themselves by a corrupt education establishment. They're also decadent and bored.
You excel at opening wounds, Ace. But can you also close them?
I intend to heal the sickness, not treat its symptoms.
And also, for many of them,
Stop sparring.
they are frustrated.
Fine, let us talk openly then. Rodrigo Borgia's death would not have solved anything.
I am inclined to.
Look at this city, the center of Borgia and Templar rule. Killing one man will not change things. We need to take away the source of their power.
Are you suggesting we appeal to the people?
Maybe.
Relying on the people, like building on the center.
You are wrong. Our belief in humanity rests at the heart of the Assassin Brotherhood.
He must be from your inner circle. Go, get back what you stole. I will wait at the Campidoglio. I am meeting a contact there. Give me back my money!
Every other question stays insignificant.
Come back here!
The anarchist is the enemy of humanity, the enemy of all mankind. His is a deeper degree of criminality than any other. Roosevelt wrote that.
You are making a big mistake!
7 years after an anarchist assassinated the President of the United States.
Get out. What I regret sparing your life.
So different as the one we're living in now. In 1908, America was fast becoming an unstable country. Mass immigration had made society far less cohesive. New technology completely upended the way they work. There was a recession under high unemployment. People were angry at banks, the big business, angry at capitalism itself. And there was also racial unrest. During one race riot in Springfield, Illinois, mobs burned buildings and attacked citizens in their homes. More than a dozen people died. 1908 was a chaotic moment, so not surprisingly, some people became radical. They called themselves anarchists. They believed in violence. In February of that year, an anarchist shot a priest to death during communion at a church in Denver. He cited no reason for doing it. He just said he hated Christianity. A few weeks later, another anarchist tried to assassinate the chief of police of Chicago at his home. Later that month, anarchists staged a deadly riot in a park in Manhattan. One of them threw a bomb at police officers. Quote, "I came to the park to kill police," he later said. "I hate them." Throughout 1908, there was at least one anarchist bombing every month of the year in the city. Sound familiar to you? Then, as now, the radical left leveraged economic anxiety to force their program on America. Anarchists attacked cops and clergy in public buildings, precisely because these were the symbols of permanence and authority. They were the symbols of power greater than the mob, so they must be destroyed. The anarchist goal was to topple the nation itself. Teddy Roosevelt knew that. He understood that systems that tolerate anarchy don't last long. If mobs are allowed to attack the police, why do I have to pay taxes? Why do I have to obey traffic laws? Or for that matter, obey the FDA or the EPA or the local health department? Anyone else who claims to be in charge? People are thinking like that when anarchists are allowed to have their way. And why wouldn't they think like that? Once they do, things fall apart fast. Society itself was at stake in 1908, as it is now, and Teddy Roosevelt understood it. Our leaders, Democratic leaders, don't understand. Or more likely, they don't care. Chaos serves their purpose. Consider Barack Obama. Obama is a smart man. He's a very gifted speaker. Many people found him inspiring, and it's understandable why. But when the fog lifted after Obama's 8 years in office, what was left? A dying middle class. A nation more radically divided by race and by income.
Did you liberate your money from our friend?
So hostile to their political leaders
It's small.
that they elected Donald
They
Trump
add up.
president.
And in time, with work, we'll have a few dozen more.
And in time, Cesare's gaze will return to us. It will be broken again. Now, where is my contact, Vinicius? He should have already intercepted the letter. Follow me.
With huge estates in different parts of the country. Where did Barack Obama get all that money? No one asks. We're too busy hating each other. Obama stokes that hatred because it helps him. Here he is at the Democratic Convention this summer. All races joined together to declare in the face of injustice and brutality under the state.
Hey, Desmond, I don't know if you want to know something from 16, but last year was getting an evil measures.
This summer, it's all us really together. In so many ways, we are this country's greatest strength. The young people led us this summer. It's hard to believe Barack Obama. Obama's in here, and he sees the need. He knows that the same young leaders he is promoting on stage weren't willing. Million stores murdered people. Obama's smart enough to know what the mobs are doing.
Look at these facades after they keep going. The phone is very clever. Great business.
When did you become so cynical?
I merely describe the reality of things today. But all may not be lost. The good news is that we have allies. How much longer this will last, however, I cannot say.
Like any good arsonist, Obama was sure to exit the building before he lit the fire.
He was attempting to steal official Vatican mail.
Perdonatemi, signora. You must be mistaken. Who are you working for, lad? I am working for no one.
Then no one will care what we do to you.
The society that they created. But for the rest of us who plan to stay, we have no choice. We have to fight. Anarchism goes by many names. Right now it's called Antifa and BLM. But the poison is always the same. And the consequences of imbibing it never change. If we're going to survive as a country, we must defeat them. Richard Davis Hanson is a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution. We're happy to have him on this show tonight. Professor, thanks so much for coming on. What are the stakes, do you think, of the conflict going on in the country right now?
Where is it? Ezio, stop him!
They've redefined
Find the
traditional Marxism
Herman.
not as class struggle necessarily, but as identity politics, racial struggle. And that's a very
dangerous idea because Oprah can be a victim. Obama can be a victim, like, regardless of their privilege. And we're seeing that now, and we didn't stop it, as you said. It was like in Denver in 2018, just 2 years ago, Tucker, and we saw it with Maxine Waters, who said, "Get in her face at gas stations and follow them into department stores." We saw it when they kicked out Sarah Sanders from a restaurant. We saw it when they swarmed the house of Mitch McConnell. And no one said anything because they were saying to us, this isn't a political revolution. This is a cultural malice revolution. Turn on the TV, you're going to see LeBron James. He's going to lecture. You want to get away from that? Here's a commercial called Capital. You don't like that? Go to the restaurant. See what you're talking about the restaurant. Turn on the Oscars. That's what you're doing. Get on the airplane. Look at the law about the attendant. We're everywhere 360, 24/7. So you want to get rid of it? You're a hard concession. And they're using an election to Joe Biden to carry it. It's sort of like a higher balloon, and they're the carriers below it. And they pumped him up, and he's just going to drift over to the election day collapse, and then they got their carriers and the whole agenda where they want it. And we didn't defer it. We didn't stop it. We didn't say no more because we were afraid of being canceled out. We said, well, I lose my job, I didn't get this contract, whatever it was. And so we sat silent. And that's, to them, they said, that's the same as that they approve us. And that's where we are now. And it reminds me of that line in Dirty Harry when the inspector says to Dirty Harry, why did this awful person do this? And he said, because they like it. And they like what they're doing, and there's no deterrent factor, and so they're going to keep doing it until some people say, you know what, you do that again and you're not going to like it. You're not going to throw my food on the ground. I'm not going to sit here and get a lecture from you on TV. I'm going to switch the channel. And I'm not a racist. I'm not an exploiter. That's your problem, that you're very wealthy and you want to identify as a pseudo-Marxist. That's fine. Or you're a young person, you took a big student loan out, you majored in environmental studies, and you're a barista. I'm sorry about that. We're trying to work on structural changes that will help everybody, but that's your problem, and don't inflict it on us. When we start talking like that, and we start indicting people who break the law, you'll find that it's sort of like a glass menagerie will just collapse because it doesn't have popular support. It's based on Hollywood, Silicon Valley, entertainment, the media, progressive wing, the militant wing of the Democratic Party. I don't know if there is a difference anymore, but it doesn't have popular support. And people are just scared. And I think they raise up and say, no more, it will dissipate.
It's anti-democratic, small d democratic by definition. It doesn't have popular support, and we need more brave people, many more brave people to stand up against it. Victor Davis Hanson, I appreciate that. Really smart, clear. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, last month we showed you video footage of Joe Biden voters assaulting Brandon Straka outside the Republican National Convention. Straka called a Democrat and kind of the walk-away campaign, which is designed to encourage other Democrats to leave the party for something better. On September 5th, at a walkaway rally in Dallas, dozens of BLM activists surrounded Straka and assaulted him once more. They chased him through the streets and attacked people around him. Watch this.
Huh? What you want?
Local media remarkably ignored the story, as they have systematically ignored so much violence in this country. They even told Straka to his face they were not interested in what BLM so-called activists did. Brandon Straka joins us tonight. Brandon, thanks so much for coming on. How did this start? I mean, we just saw the clip. Give us the context for it, please.
Don't let it escape! Right. So we did a Rescue America rally. We're going around the country every week doing these rallies in Democrat-run cities to rescue America from the radical left. We were in Dallas, Texas, and we were doing a rally when an anarchist named Dominic Alexander rushed our stage. And my security was actually forced to forcibly remove him. He put his fist into our security's neck, and at that point my security took him down. The police came and they took Dominic Alexander away in handcuffs, and as he was being put in the police car, he started calling out, "Call Chief Hall, call Chief Hall," referring to the Dallas Chief of Police, Renee Hall. About 30-40 minutes later, the police came and arrested my security agent for doing his job. They followed for over 5 hours, so my team and I went to the police station to try to find out what was going on. Why is he still being held? When we got there, we were very surprised to find that there was every media station you can imagine, ABC, CBS, NBC, Telemundo, all in front of the police station with a mob of about 40 or 50 Black Lives Matter members waiting to do a press conference. I approached the scene and I asked somebody from ABC, hey, are you interested in getting both sides of the story? He said, sure, we're about to go live if you'd like to make a few statements. At that moment, my team and I were surrounded by 20 Black Lives Matter members who started threatening us and intimidating us right in front of the media, right in front of a police station. I turned to ABC 8 and I said, are you interested in getting the story out? Because they weren't even pointing the camera at us. At that point, this mob literally began chasing us down the street. They stole one of my employees' cell phones and smashed on the ground and broke it. They threw traffic cones at us. This chase went on for 5 blocks. And Tucker, we actually have video that shows all of these media sources were there. They saw all of it. They captured it on camera. None of them ran this story. And so tonight at 9 o'clock here Eastern on my Twitter page, we're going to be releasing this footage of the entire chase from beginning to end. The chase that all of these media sources saw. None of them ran this story, and no charges were put against any of these people by the police after we filed a police report. We had to literally run to the end of the block to the police that were 5 blocks down the street.
And they arrested no one for this?
They've arrested nobody. Nobody was arrested, and the media didn't run the story. I mean, we have literally, there's video footage of them stealing our phones, smashing it on the street. It's insane. But, you know, all of this, I think, is protected. And like I said, this gentleman, this person, Dominique Alexander, seems to have a relationship with the chief of police who just resigned, I believe, 2 days ago, in the midst of all of this chaos.
It's beyond belief. My jaw is open. Brent, thanks so much for this. I look forward to seeing that video. Appreciate your coming on.
Thank you very much, Tucker.
So, because everything is changing very, very fast, we've just learned that by 2024, feature films will need to meet new diversity requirements to be eligible to win an Academy Award. Now, Mark Stein has been on this from the very beginning, and he's got some ideas for what films could qualify and maybe even win. The Last Artist in America joins us after the break.
I try to put my arm around any vet that I can. Absolutely. At New Day USA, that's what we're doing. We put our arm around the veterans. When I think of the veteran out there that needs to refi his home, they may want to purchase, we can help them and provide that financial solution for they and their families. It's a great rewarding feeling. Everybody in the company, they have that deference and that respect and that love for the veteran that makes this company so unique.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
With the Giza Dreams sheets, I've given the best sleep of my life. They are so soft and smooth. I never slept so good.
My bones get faster because I'm actually comfortable. I started by using...
Just wrapped up another massive rally. Yep, the rallies are back. Look at this. Dan Scavino. Look at the Biden campaign. There, clouds, this side. Keep watching, keep looking at the video. Look at it, because what you see, that's the overflow crowd. Those are the people that didn't fit inside the massive rally space, the inside part. We're in Michigan tonight. The borders around the block and down the street. We'll show it all. We've got plenty of time. According to reports, some were waiting in line for more than 24 hours. We've got the highlights. President was on fire tonight, along with also tonight a full report on 2020 election correspondent James Jones. Was at the rally tonight. Also going to be breaking news from the Foreign Patrol. This is huge. Mueller's team, led by, of course, is
another great line from the unforgettable Joe Biden. Joe actually wants America this week. He wants people to believe that he could be COVID-19, but only he elects him. You remember what it is? In November, December, January. He claims he sounded the alarm early on about the deadly virus, and that President Trump did everything wrong. Okay, Joe's right. Just like his friends are going to be doing tomorrow. And, well, most will never talk these days. Joe Biden is living an alternative reality. Biden's top advisor, his name is Ron Klain. He was actually praising China's transparency. Watch this.
China, it's been more transparent and more candid than it has been during past outbreaks, though still there are problems with transparency.
So the same China was here to experience Hunter Biden, sweetheart, $1.5 billion deal from the Bank of China. You know, not Deutsche Bank, not Goldman Sachs, not Chase. No, that would be Joe Biden, Hunter, his son. Quid pro quo Joe sucking up to Hunter. He's compromised by China. Peter Schweitzer has identified this in detail. And so on January 28th, 3 days before the president's travel ban, just 7 days after the first identified case, this same Biden health advisor said that he opposed the travel ban. It was premature. They were on top of it. That's what they said. Watch.
Would you ban Chinese travelers from arriving in the United States?
I wouldn't. I think that's premature. I think it's very important exchange, very important for trade and tourism, and very, very few of those people will have it. What's more, you know, since this virus was out, the 40 million people have come from China, so they're already here.
And then one day before the president's travel ban, January 30th, top Biden health official Dr. Zeke Emanuel said everyone needed to stop panicking, stop being hysterical. And on February 1st, that's the day that Biden, day after the travel ban was implemented after 10 days, the first identified case of corona, Joe himself tweeted out that the travel ban was hysterical, xenophobia, and fear-mongering. On February 13th, top Biden advisor claimed he tweeted that we are experiencing a fear epidemic, not a COVID-19 epidemic. Joe Biden himself called the president's aggressive COVID-19 response, travel ban, first in over 50 years, hysterical, xenophobia, fear-mongering on multiple occasions as late as March the 18th. And meanwhile, Joe Biden was still holding indoor rallies in the month of March, and he was doling out his world-famous creepy hugs. Remember those? He wasn't talking about social distancing. He wasn't wearing a mask. He wasn't coordinating an aggressive use of the Defense Production Act plan or sourcing PPE. And he was against the travel ban, against quarantine, against the subsequent travel ban. Now, that likely saved at least hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Americans from contracting the virus, and God knows how many thousands of Americans from dying. And by the way, he didn't get to that until April. Get this, Biden's press secretary now, like Biden, blatantly lying and pretending that the ever-forgetful Joe was always in favor of the travel ban. That's called a lie. The ban that they called Joe multiple times, including late March, hysterical, xenophobic, fear.
Alright guys, I do not know what to do on this one, so I'm going to leave it right here.
Closing down travel from China when the president did it. Joe Biden has